Welcome back, saddle hunters. We have a new product for you that I'm super excited to try out and get on the tree, get a little time with. This is Cranford's new ring of steps. They call it the Saddle Scaffold. And I've got a set of 5 here with the strap and ratchet that it comes with. And we're going to take it through the paces. I'm going to show you guys in detail on the table what it looks like. Then we're going to get it outside, get it on the tree, see how stable it is, see how heavy it is. We're going to get some weights for you and just kind of do an overall broad review so that you know what you're getting when you buy the Saddle Scaffold from Cranford. So let's get into the details. Okay, so here is the Saddle Scaffold. When you buy it from Cranford, its standard setup comes with 4 steps. The 8-foot strap with this gold ratchet on it. You can buy, and I think that setup is $59.99. You can buy additional steps for $11.99 if you'd like. So I've always used 5 demerit steps, so I went ahead and bought an extra step, and then it just slides on. So here's a close-up of one of the steps. They're pretty heavy duty. Each step weighs about 8 ounces. We'll get an exact weight for you. But you can see, just like some of their deluxe folding steps, they fold in half, and very solid design. There's a rivet that holds the 2 pieces together. Strap just runs right through the hole there. There is a bit of an angle on the step when it's flat on the tree. And then of course there's this little nub on the end. I don't know if those will be a concern for comfort or not. I think in worst case scenario, you could probably just grind that off if it really bothered you. But as with everything that Cranford makes, these steps are just a quality product. They're well built. The finish on them is excellent, and they have nothing left to be desired in the manufacturing process. So let me put these on a scale. I'll show you how much they weigh individually and then what the set of 4 and the set of 5 weigh. Okay, so we're going to do some weights now. You can see the scale is set at 0. Here's the weight of a single step, 7.8 ounces. Let's see what the ratchet strap, 4 steps, and the 8-foot strap weigh. Make sure we got all that in there. Almost 3 pounds exactly. 3 pounds and a half an ounce. And then with a 5th step, we're looking at 3 pounds, 8.5 ounces. So 3 pounds for a 4-strap setup, 3.5 pounds for a 5-strap setup. Those are pretty in line with platform type of weights, and that's because the Cranford stuff's made of steel. It's heavy duty, and that ratchet's heavy duty. So we're going to take them outside now, put them on the tree, and show you guys some tips and tricks as far as getting the ratchet strap hooked up, and then we are going to see whether or not they shift under weight. I'm going to show you now how I have played around with putting them on the tree. There's probably other ways to do this, but one of my concerns when I bought these was that they would be kind of loud. So I'm probably going to wind up putting some stealth strips or vet tape or hockey tape or something on them to keep them from banging around. But I think once you do that and take your time putting them on and do it carefully, you can get them on the tree with very minimal noise whatsoever. So let me just show you. I've found it helpful if I run the steps close together and near the ratchet. I then just reach around the tree, grab the other end, and I try to snuggle those up as tight and as quietly as possible. I bring the other side around and I grab it with my finger, hold it there, and then with the other hand I can just take the tag end and run it through that ratchet. I don't know how well you can see that. I pull the ratchet all the way, or the strap rather, all the way through the ratchet. If I wasn't trying to film this, I wouldn't have slipped there. And then I found to feed it back through. And when I do that, I can then with one hand pull on that and keep tension there. If I do that, then I can reach around and position my steps where I need them to go with my other hand. And I don't think it matters whether they're open or closed. So once I get my steps worked all the way around the tree, almost there, pull that as tight as I can. Make sure they're all straight up and down. Now, I think you can work the ratchet without making a whole lot of noise. You just grab the middle of it and keep it held back. As you rotate it, it won't click. It's got a lock back here, so you got to stop it just short of that. Then if you take your time, the clicks really aren't that loud. You can do 2 clicks, and then you got to back it up and do it again. 1 click, 2 clicks. And I think if you really take your time doing this, unless the deer is practically underneath your tree, nothing's going to hear that. So get it good and tight, and then take it back and lock it, and it's there, good to go. Then you just take your steps, fold them over. Now you look at them, I mean, and you can't hardly induce any wobble in those things from this angle, side to side or up and down. Let me climb up on them and see if we get any give. Now, there's a little bit of action of them kind of pulling away from the tree at the top, but it's very minimal, and there doesn't seem to be hardly any side-to-side play whatsoever. I would say that they are far more stable than any other ring of steps I've tried, including the Ameristeps. And to be honest with you, you could probably step on that ratchet and use it as a step if need be. So I don't feel them sinking or sagging or anything like that. So to conclude, I just wanted to point out a few more things about the Cranford Saddle Scaffold. I did give it a try on an over center buckle, and I found that to have a whole lot of play. Certainly much more play and movement under side pressure than with the supplied ratchet strap. Now your mileage may vary, that could just be my over center buckle, but I cranked down that thing as hard as I could, and they moved around a pretty decent amount. I wanted to show you the steps kind of laid out here next to the old standby, the Ameristeps. You can see the big advantage of the Cranfords is that they fold up, and so they have a lot lower profile than these Ameristeps. But when you take the two of them and lay them side by side, you can see the profiles are similar. The Cranfords probably have a steeper angle on them, but the length of the tread is practically identical between the two. Overall, I think the Cranfords are an excellent entry into the kind of ring of steps platform option for saddle hunters. I think some of the biggest things that they have going for them is, number one, that they are stable. That thing gets down as tight as can be, and they don't have hardly any side-to-side movement at all, and that to me is a big plus. The second thing I think is a big positive is that for a ring of steps, they fold down pretty compact. They're not going to get as compact as the squirrel steps, but they're more stable than the squirrel steps, and for what they are, they really fold up pretty nicely. I mean, if you take the 5 of these and You can see that they fold over on each other pretty well, and then even with this 8-foot section of webbing and that ratchet strap, they fold up pretty compact. They'd slide down into practically any pocket in your pack that you wanted to put them in. So that's kind of a niche thing. They are stable, and yet they pack up pretty nicely. Certainly take up a smaller footprint than a platform would. I hope you've enjoyed this review. Once again, I've been super impressed with them. They're going to need a little bit of quieting down, but once that's done, I think they'll be an excellent option to use, even as a mobile platform option, and certainly for presets and things like that. But hope you like this review. If you did, go ahead and we'd appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe for more saddle hunting videos. Thanks again.